Join me tonight as I try the 5-minute dinner prep challenge. Is that a real challenge? I don't know. I didn't have time to Google it. I have 5 minutes to make dinner. You think I have time to Google these things? But let's see if I can prep our family's dinner in 5 minutes. I wanted to show you that you can make really healthy, delicious food for your family in about 5 minutes, which is not that much longer than it takes for you to order a pizza. Please tell me I'm not the only one that this happens to. It is summer, we live pretty far north, and so it's really light out, and I didn't realize how late it was. Dinner should be hitting the table pretty soon, and I haven't made any dinner. So a lot of times what that means is we just order takeout. But I am trying to find some super unbelievably easy yet still healthy options that I can throw together at home in no time flat. So today I'm going to time myself and see if I can prep a dinner in 5 minutes from ingredients that I had on hand in my kitchen. All right, let's get started. I've never done a challenge like this before, but I think I can prep the dinner in 5 minutes. Okay, Google, set a 5-minute timer. Okay, go. I am going to fill this with water. Turn my stove on high, turn my oven on about 375. This is going to be quinoa. So I've got my quinoa here. I put in 4 cups of water, which means I need about 2 cups of quinoa. I think the actual directions are slightly different than that, but I don't care. We're gonna scoop 1. Oh, my phone went to sleep. What time am I at? Ah! What are we at? Oh, 1 minute down. Okay, doing great. Okay. What's next? So I'm going to stir the quinoa. What you want to do with quinoa is let it boil. I just cook it like white rice. I think the real directions are slightly different, but you're gonna let it boil, turn it down to simmer, keep it on a really low simmer for like, I don't know, 15 minutes. But if you can do even lower, even longer, it apparently turns out better, but that just doesn't happen. So now I've got some radishes. I'm filming in the kitchen. Give me a couple minutes, please. I am going to No, you may not watch Skylander Academy. Please go outside for 5 minutes while I film. Yay. He does know I said no, right? And now my dog hears me chopping, so she's here. We have really sharp knives. I'm trying to not get distracted and cut myself. Okay, we have this cool kitchen cart with our, oh, it got stuck. With our, it's wonderful. With our trash and our compost right in there, so I can just plop things in. I'm going to, these were already washed radishes, whole radishes. I'm just gonna chop them into quarters. So I thought I would do this today because really, that's gonna boil over. Whoa. Okay, this is boiling. I started with hot water, I kind of cheated there. I'm gonna turn it to low. Now I don't have to have the meal cooked in 5 minutes, but I'm trying to prep the meal in 5 minutes. I'm gonna roast these radishes in the oven. I don't know how long radishes take. I haven't roasted radishes in a long time, so I'm just gonna check them after 15 minutes, maybe turn them over if they look like they're browning on the bottom. My family loves roasted veggies. Ah! It's the middle of COVID-19. I don't wanna go to the ER. Has anybody else been telling their kids, I'm not taking you to the ER? Usually I'm like, be kids, play, have fun, climb that tree. And now I'm like, put a helmet on. You may not do that, you're running too fast. We're not going to the ER. Okay, how are we doing on time? Come on, phone, wake up. It has facial recognition. Come on, hello, hello. No, I don't know how much time I have, but I'm gonna keep chopping. So I'm gonna do a whole package of radishes and hope that my family likes roasted radishes. Otherwise I'm eating a lot of radishes tomorrow. But this way we will get a veggie in us. Then I recently came up with this great recipe for the quinoa because we love to do rice with a lot of things. but sometimes I forget to start the rice. And we do brown rice in our house because it's healthier than white rice, right? It's less processed. But brown rice takes a really long time to cook, like 35, 40 minutes. And I forget to start it, and we don't have a rice cooker, pressure cooker, Instapot, any of that. So quinoa can be used in place of rice in almost any dish. It's super healthy. I thought it was a grain. Turns out it's a seed, which is why it's so healthy. So it's a seed that can be used in place of grains. Great if you're doing grain-free or gluten-free. I think it's gluten-free, certified gluten-free. But it has iron and protein because quinoa is a seed. Oh good, 2 more. But I need to see my timer. I guess my phone went to sleep. Come on, facial recognition. Oh, I have 20 seconds. So you're gonna chop 1 more radish, 13 seconds. Oh, see, I should have kept track of my time. I'm just blabbing to you. Okay. Okay. Ta-da! And then we're gonna drizzle it with olive oil. Ah! You know, I'd say that was actually pretty close, especially since I couldn't see my timer. So I am just going to roast this. When the quinoa is finished, I'm gonna slap some pre-made pesto in there. This is my new trick. So this recipe is an overstatement, which is my favorite kind of recipe. I love the recipes where people come over and they eat your food and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so delicious. You've got to give me this recipe. And you're a little too embarrassed to give them the recipe because it's so easy and they think you made something very fancy for them. I just scoop some pesto into the quinoa, stir it in so it's like pesto pasta, but with quinoa, so even healthier. But I love to make dinner and serve at least one thing that I know my kids will eat for sure. So in this case, that will be the pesto quinoa. Pretty healthy. If that's all they eat, I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna fight with them over their food. So I'm just gonna roast these until they look roasted and cook this until it's cooked and then dump the stuff in and that's dinner. So 5-minute challenge. I'd say this is a 5-minute dinner, especially if you're not gabbing the whole time like me. So while that's cooking, I just wanna say that we don't always eat this healthy. We try, but we don't always eat this healthy. So don't feel bad if tonight you are gonna throw chicken nuggets in the oven. It happens. That's why I'm trying to give you some really ridiculously simple, easy things that you can do. The first time I tried this recipe, because it's really not a recipe, it's quinoa with pesto dumped in, was when we were actually having some neighbors over to eat out in the backyard this summer, and I wasn't really sure what to cook, but they're neighbors that are very dear friends, and they understand that when we say we're having you over for dinner, this is not a formal dinner party. This is just food. There will be food there. And I just made this and people devoured it. So now it's in the rotation. It's one of the regular things I try and keep in my mind that it's something I can make super last minute and still be feeding my family really good food. So I've decided I am going to put in a couple more minutes of work, so I'm cheating. 7-minute dinner. But if you really want to up your game and add these extra things, you might want to just warm them up in a pan. Now, our sun-dried tomatoes came in olive oil, so I don't need to add, let me grab a spoon. I don't need to add oil to the pan if I just scoop in some of these sun-dried tomatoes. And our kids will eat sun-dried tomatoes in lots of things. I put them in frittatas. I was going to say omelets. I don't know how to make an omelet. Would someone please tell me? All right, so I just dumped in my sun-dried tomatoes. Dump in my pine nuts. Now pine nuts will burn really fast, so you want to watch this and just do it for a few minutes. We're just warming this up and then we're literally going to dump it in with the quinoa when we dump in the pesto. With the radishes almost finished roasting, I am ready to combine my ingredients. So I'm going to grab my finished quinoa. I did choose to add the sun-dried tomatoes and roasted pine nuts. Totally optional. Your kids might pick them out anyway. But I'm literally, there my kids, it happens, man. I'm literally just gonna scrape those in and stir them in with some scoops of pesto. Hey guys, I'm still filming. Can you give me a couple minutes? You're just gonna scoop copious amounts, however much you want. There's no quantity here. Because like I said, it's not really a recipe. When I have time, I do homemade vegan without the cheese, so it's even healthier, but I'm not gonna feel bad about that today. I'm just gonna mix it in. All right, the radishes are finished, so we are going to just slide those in here. Pop a little salt and pepper on, and that's dinner. So that's it. This meal was so easy. It was so fast. You can totally do this yourself at home. Let me know below in the comments if you give it a try, or if you have your own super secret, but you'll share with me, easy, healthy recipes that take no time at all. Please share those as well. While you're here, mamas, please tap the like button below. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're not already subscribed, hit subscribe below to see more videos like this in the future. Until next time, you've got this, mamas.